Super Joe Ledley, it's amazing to have you on the podcast, redefined by VIP. How are you doing? Are you okay? You enjoying retirement?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you, Gary. Yeah, I'm enjoying retirement. It's just looking at things in a different perspective, really. And yeah, I'm enjoying it, spending time with the family and friends. So, I can't complain at the moment.
And is the golf handicap going up or down? What are you doing? Because in a way, you want it to go up in winter, so you're a bandit for the summer.
Yeah, well, that was the plan, yeah. And to be fair, I've been on fire the last 3 times I've played. So the clubs have been in the garage for a few months because the weather's been shocking. But yeah, the handicap is flying down now. Got nothing else to do.
Good stuff. Well, you have got some stuff to do. You've been busy as well. You set up the Joe Ledley Football Academy. That's really exciting as well.
Yeah, I've kept myself busy, obviously doing a few media things, podcasts like this, Football Academy hopefully coming soon. So just trying to keep myself busy, try and keep in, the media side as well and, keep my face, shown around and, make sure people don't sort of forget you. And no, I look forward to what the future holds for me.
And what the future holds could be a trip to Qatar for the World Cup. I'm sure if Wales get there, you'll be asked to do some punditry out there. Let's be honest. This week, we both live in Cardiff city centre. The energy is slowly building on social media. People are saying, "Big week, so excited about this." Last time we did this, 1958. But we've got two massive games ahead of us: Austria first, and then Ukraine or Scotland if we beat Austria in a playoff final. How optimistic are you that Wales can actually do the business against Austria first of all?
Yeah, like you said, you can see especially being here in Cardiff, the capital is absolutely buzzing. Friends and family, I can't wait for this game. Obviously, you need to take it game by game, which is Austria at home. A winnable game, don't get me wrong, but you got to look at their squad and you've got some fantastic players. These sort of games are never easy; they're always going to be difficult. It all depends who turns up on the day, but the whole nation is behind this team and rightly so because to be in this position is unbelievable, and I can't wait for it.
Are you kind of thinking a bit like, oh, I wish I was still playing? Because you probably be in the squad, definitely if you were still playing now.
I'd love to be in the squad. I think since I retired and I look back, I do miss playing for my nation and meeting up with my friends and having a right laugh and I'd definitely love to be involved. But my time's done now, and it's down to sort of these young kids to come through and make a stamp and claim for their places because once you're in it, there's not a better feeling. You can play club football, but for me, playing for your nation and representing your country is a massive honour. And yeah, I'd give my right arm to be out there. To be fair.
And you mentioned they go and play football with my friends. That's the magic bit because England squads in the past. We've heard kind of loads of autobiographies have come out and said how they had their club tables, they didn't really bond and stuff. But for you guys, and it seems that has continued since 2016. That the squad, they're still mates, they're still enjoying it, they love meeting up with each other.
Yeah, I think team bonding. I don't care if it's a nation or a club. I think that is just more important than bringing in a fantastic player. Yeah, you do need quality, but team bonding goes a long way because you don't understand that you're away for 10 days. You're sort of stuck in a room, not with your friends, not with your family, not with your kids. And I think you need that team bonding, and we had that from a young age. We grew up together. If you look at sort of that class of 2016, we came through 17. We had some difficult times with Wales, and I think that benefited us a lot. The more mature we done, the more experience you had as players, and it was one of the best times. If you look back, on and off the pitch, it was just a right laugh, and we got up to some crazy things off the pitch and on the pitch as well. We showed respect from other teams and fans in general because you got to realize when we came in, we're in a difficult spot with Wales. I think we were ranked over 100 at the time, and getting beat by no, not disrespecting, but the nations which were right down there, which should never be competing with Wales, and to sort of get that nation and country behind us and the fans now. And I think we reached, I don't know, top five in the world was a remarkable achievement from us. And like I said, I think if we didn't have that team bonding off the pitch, I don't think it would happen.
Yeah, it's been quite a turnaround. Let's be honest, in my lifetime, anyway. From not reaching the World Cup in '94, and then kind of all the dark days, and then getting to the Euros twice, and then hopefully a World Cup around the corner. So you mentioned there that you got off to some crazy stuff off the pitch, and we saw what happened on the pitch. We don't really need to talk about that, to be honest. So, what kind of things do Welsh international footballers get up to in the week during camp? Because I think as fans, we don't really know what you would do because you kind of jump to conclusions. Maybe some of you are gaming, some of you are playing cards, maybe someone's kind of singing a song on guitar and stuff. But like,
Yeah.
give me what did you guys get up to? What did you do? How did you keep yourself entertained?
It was just sort of pranks now and then, sort of we'd be up quite late. You'd get a bucket of water, for instance, and sort of tilt it towards the door, bang the door, and then hopefully someone opens it, and then you just see a flood of water going straight into the rooms. Um, busting into someone's room and sellotaping their clothes to the ceiling and throwing things out of their windows. Um, trying to put deep heat in someone's pants or in someone's shoes or socks. It was just whatever sort of went. In the showers would have a right laugh as well. Sort of, I can't get into certain things we used to do there, but no, it was so enjoyable. And I think if you ask anyone, especially in that 2016 team, if they didn't say that was the best time of their careers and lives, I think they'd be lying.
Yeah. So who's the instigators then? Who's the person who will kind of say to another one, "I found some deep heat. Let's go and put it in someone's pants." Like, who were the characters that did that for Wales?
It wasn't me.
It was. I bet you. I bet you it was.
I loved it. I loved being involved. I think it was just a part of my nature, which I just. It's not like I didn't care, but I thought if I can get a laugh or get someone up for it, then I'll do anything. And I used to be in the mix. I used to sort of just entertain a lot of players, whether that was saying something or doing something. I think it was just important to make everyone laugh. And now I'm sure if you asked a few players, they'd probably say me, Wayne Hennessy, were probably up there.
So that's your go to. You kind of you trouble two together. You and Wayne. Yeah.
Yeah, well, we were roommates, see. So I've been with Wayne since Victory Shield, which was 14, I think,
Wow. Okay.
under 14s. And we came through the whole ranks together. His family is actually, his nan lived in Penchebane, which is just round the corner from my house. And we sort of knew each other's families. And all of a sudden we started rooming with each other and we never looked back. And, I think I remember the one time there was players actually next door ringing up Mark Evans, who does all the rooms, trying to get them moved from next door because the music and anything what we were doing was so loud they couldn't sleep.
Yeah, so who's the person who didn't like being pranked then? I suppose because I imagine if you're giving it, you should be able to take it, Joe. So you'll be okay. But who was the one you knew that it would bite if you kind of wound them up?
That's a difficult one, actually. Do you know what we did pick our sort of players wisely. We knew, obviously the big ones not to sort of to pick on and do stuff, but I like I said, I wouldn't care. I'd do it. I'd have done it to anyone who was there. But we did. No one sort of. It never got like sort of nasty or anything like that.
No,
It was
no.
just chilled out, everyone having a laugh, and no, no one. We just we do it to anyone really.
The current Welsh squad, there's still quite a big names in there, isn't it? You've got Ramsey, you've got Bale, you've got Allen, Guntz as well. He's had an amazing career. Like, they will know surely coming into this camp that this is their last chance to get to a World Cup, the last chance for them to kind of live the dream further. How much will that play on their minds kind of this week and before they play against Austria?
Yeah, they're only getting older. If you look, what they've achieved already is unbelievable. But I think a World Cup qualification and playing in a World Cup would definitely be the icing on the cake. I think a lot of them would give up a lot of things like cups and medals and to see their country qualify for the World Cup. So, all the good stories, all these lovely stories always come to an end. And, it's going to be, a big shock when you see those sort of players having to retire from international level because, they've been an absolute credit to the nation. And like I said, I think especially these young players, when they realise if they look left and they look right when they sat in the changing room and you don't see the likes of Gareth Bale and Aaron Ramsey, it'd be a big shock to them, and it's an opportunity for them to step up because, like I said, this can never last, and these players would be going down in history.
Yeah, because Bale said that, he said it numerous times, isn't he? Like, I'm desperate, absolutely desperate to get to a World Cup so I can kind of tick all the boxes when it comes to
Mm.
Wales. And, obviously he hasn't played much football either, is he? Do you know what I mean? So, like, he's turned up to camp.
No.
He's played 2 games since November, I think, for Real Madrid. But we're starting Bale, right? We can't not start Bale against Austria.
Well, you got to play him. You got to play him no matter what. I think if you don't play him, and especially if the result don't go your way, then that's never going to sit right with fans, management, players as well. So it doesn't matter what state he's in. For me, he plays no matter what. Same as Aaron Ramsey. They're two key players for me, which it doesn't matter even if they're struggling with a little niggle, and they'll do exactly the same. They try and play as much as they can. But for me, it's not just the players who are excited. I think the whole fans. We might never ever see Wales play in a World Cup. So to get this close would be unbelievable if they cross that line because it'd be an absolute honour to sort of see Wales in a World Cup, which we've always watched as youngsters growing up, and you always pray or always want to see Wales in a World Cup because it's by far the best competition in the world.
Yeah, I think we'd struggle to believe it, though. Do you know what I mean? I know we've been to the Euros twice on the bounce, but,
Yeah,
like, growing up, you were like Wales in a World Cup. It wasn't even a realistic consideration for us fans anyway. So if it happens, I think we'll all be kind of in shock a bit, I think.
I think we would, and that's no disrespect to the players or us as a nation. I just think that's just proves with fans how down to earth we are as a nation. We're not like these sort of England fans who demand winning cups because realistically it's never going to sort of happen. It always takes time, but I think if you look back and you think, wow, if they reached that, it'd be icing on the cake. Like I said, it was just be the best feeling. The whole nation as well to see Wales in a World Cup would just be unbelievable, and the fans as well. It's not like we deserve it because we have been lucky. We've qualified for two European qualifying campaigns. We've been to the Euros twice, and we'd give our right arm to do that. To see
Mm.
Wales, and we're grateful for that. But if you want to be greedy, then World Cup would be unbelievable.
Hey, let's be greedy. Do you know what I mean? We want another three
Yeah,
weeks of
I
partying
know.
or whatever while the players do the job. What's it
Yeah,
like to play for Wales, Joe? Because, like, I'll be really honest. I'm a ridiculously passionate Welshman. I was kind of like 6 watching Wales for the first time, and I loved going to the old Arms Park in Cardiff then to watch them play and the Terry Orris team. I absolutely loved it. Do you know what I mean? And when I hear the
yeah.
anthem, like I always well up all the time. In a rugby match, I won't well up so much, but when it's Wales football, there's something about it just takes over my body. But what's it like for you to walk out in front of the fans, hear them singing your name, and like that anthem must be amazing as well.
Yeah, you just pinch yourself and feel, how lucky you are because, your friends would love to be in the same situation as you. Your family would love to be in the same situation as you. So, very grateful. And, maybe at first probably didn't take it as serious because the situation we're in and, a lot of people sort of retiring and responsibility and loads of players pulling out and not making the squad. It was very difficult times at first, but I think sort of when Gary Speed changed the philosophy of Welsh football, you could see everyone was sort of coming back and enjoying it because no one enjoys losing. You turn up with, you could win, in a championship where I was at the time or in the Premier League, winning games. Then you turn up with Wales, and no disrespect, we were getting we're getting battered by teams who are bang average. And as a footballer, you always want to win. So it was bad times, but I think since Gary Speed and Chris Coleman took over, you could see everyone wanting to turn up. I was turning up even injured
Mm.
and not being able to play just because our environment that we created was unique. And I even now I still don't think they've got that.
Yeah, and even now you look at it and you think it'd be special, but yeah, I think Euro '96 was just so special, wasn't it? It's hard to compare anything to that, but I'm glad the vibe is still there and the energy is still there, and I think the public fans is still, the support is still there as well. Um, let's look at the match. I'm just looking now in front of me. Okay, Kiefer Moore, Danny Ward, Tyler Roberts, James Lawrence, all injured. Matondo's out. Oh no, is Matondo out? No, he's been called up to plug the
No,
gap.
he's in the
Yeah,
squad.
yeah, he's in with Tom King,
Yeah,
right? So, but there's
yeah,
Kiefer Moore in particular. You look at that name, you think, ah, oh, it's going to be a tough task without Kiefer leading the line. But we still do it. I mean, how do you feel? Put your
yeah.
punditry head on now.
See, for me, I think if you see all those players that you listed, he's probably the one who, like you said, he's missed. But I don't think he would have started anyway. Um, Maybe you go with Dan James and Gareth Bale up there. I'm not too sure on the wings. It's a difficult one. Obviously Danny Ward's come into the team. He has done well, but for me, I think Wayne Hennessy has never put a foot wrong,
Yeah,
and
no.
probably didn't deserve to lose his place in a way. But yeah, I'd like to see Kiefer Moore fit, and like you said, I think that attacking area is where we are lacking. But when you've got Dan James and Gareth Bale with pace in behind and who can do something from nothing, then it doesn't really bother me. I think Brendan Johnson as well, another young kid
Mm.
who's at Nottingham Forest, has really had a great season. He might have his opportunity, and I think the squad's strong. It could be a lot worse.
Is this a moment where also potentially like a Ruben Colwill could come on from the bench and maybe score a dramatic goal to get us through to that playoff final?
Well, it's an opportunity for these youngsters to step up because, like I said, you can't rely on these experienced players no more because they're not going to be there sooner or later. And I think if you look over the last few sort of games, we have relied on the likes of Aaron Ramsey, Gareth Bale, and Joe Allen. So I'd like to see Ruben Colwell come in, but again, he's not playing much at Cardiff, and I can't see him especially getting thrown into the deep end in this sort of playoff because it'd be harsh for calling on a young player. But for me, you got the likes of Harry Wilson there as well. Who's at Fulham, who's been fantastic this season. I mentioned Brandon Johnson. So there's a lot of players to come in and step up to the mark. So we just have to wait and see. Robert Page will be sort of analysing, looking at this squad, looking at who's got niggles, and he'll make his decision closer to the day.
I bet you he's not sleeping much this week, Robert Page. He'll be having all sorts of things going through his mind about squad selection and kind of what he's so
Oh,
close to
it's so
achieving.
difficult. It's so difficult. You think he's got an easy job, but you know, you turn up with Wales. We've had it for years, and it's bad because everyone's at different fitness levels. Aaron Ramsey, for instance, I think he finished 90 minutes on Sunday. He won't be training Monday. He won't be training properly Tuesday. You'd have a light session Tuesday. Then you got to bear in mind he's got to play then train Wednesday, which is a day before a game. He won't have a full fitness training session because you never have a full training session the day before a game. So people who play on Sunday, people who hasn't played for a while, they need to get up to pace. People might have played too many games and need to recover. So the fitness levels, it doesn't matter with it's the same with every nation. They're all over the place, and it's so difficult to judge by. But he's just got to go with his gut feeling and decide.
Yeah. Do you still keep in contact with some of I know you mentioned Wayne earlier, but some of the boys in the squad, like, will you be sending a text this week? Will you talk to them at all? The boys in camp this week?
Yeah, I speak to Wayne, Ramsey, Gareth Bale. They're the main three I sort of speak to. Johnny Williams as well, another one which we haven't mentioned,
Yeah.
who's got experience. I always get excited when he comes on, especially because he does get bums off seats. So no, they're the main four who I speak to in camp, and yeah, I'd definitely be sending them a message and wishing them the best of luck because I'm sure they would have done the same thing with me.
Yeah. Come on then, Joe. Before we go, then give us a prediction for Wales Austria. What's the score going to be? Are Wales going to win?
I'm looking at that squad. I think defensively, and I've criticised it for a while, but I think that we're going to be very strong. I reckon it's going to be 2-0. I can see Nico Williams, who's had a fantastic burst on the scene with Wales. He's been probably one of the best players over the last two games, and out of him and Aaron Ramsey, and you got Connor Roberts who can bomb up to the sides. And if Aaron Ramsey, Gareth Bale, that is an attacking threat without. And then you've got the likes of the two Joes in midfield, Joe Allen, Joe Morrell, Roden, Mepper, maybe. I just think we're going to be solid. I'm going to go 2-0 Wales.
Yes. I love it. I hope you're right, Joe. I really do. I'm so excited.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got to be. I mean, I think we'll win, but I think it's going to be just 1-0. I
Yeah.
think it's be so tense. Do you know what I mean? I think if we can get a good first goal in the first half, I think we might go 2-0 up. We could even go 3-0
Just
up.
don't want
But
anything silly, like a red card or
mm,
penalty or something like that, you know what I mean? Or
yeah,
even scoring too early because sometimes that can be a downfall. If you score too early, it's just common nature. You end up just dropping and dropping and inviting pressure on you. So I'm hoping I'd be happy to go in 0-0 half time and then get 2 goals, kill the game off.
here we go. We've heard it here first, Joe. Honestly, it's been wicked talking to you, and we'll see you about Cardiff
No,
City Stadium.
pleasure.
I'm sure. Are you going to
Yeah.
the match yourself as well?
No, I'm not. I'm actually doing some media stuff in the BBC studio. I'm absolutely. I'd love to be there, but yeah, I'm doing analysis of the game and see which went right and what went wrong. So
Yeah. So you'll be in the
no, I wish
BBC
them the
studios
best of
watching it, yeah.
luck. Yeah, yeah, I'm covering it.
There we go. We'll make sure that we send you loads of selfies to your social so you can see what it's like inside the stadium.
Yeah, I
Wicked.
know. I'd love to see that match happen.
Well, Joe, we'll enjoy watching you analyse the game on BBC when Wales have won from 2 goals to 0. You can say that you called it as well.
Yeah, get your tenors on.
Yeah, happy days, Joe Ledley. Thank you very much. Cheers, mate.
Cheers, pal. Thank you very much.